السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.
عليكم السلام ورحمة الله وبركاته.
How are you, Sheikh Umar? I hope you are.
I'm good, Alhamdulillah.
MashaAllah. Whilst we wait for the others, they said
Okay.
they're coming. Inshallah, what we'll do from next week is we'll cut our lessons into two. Those starting from the complete beginning, we'll teach you a different book so you can catch up. I would encourage you to attend here also. And then we'll have a time, inshallah. So, for example, we'll give you guys, we'll start off with the common lessons. So you've got fiqh, for example, you can all take since you'll all be starting. And Arabic, that's where you'll divide into two, inshallah. So we'll teach those who are further ahead, and then we'll teach you guys, inshallah. And after that, hopefully, we'll get into a system where we'll have, for example, what they call it a cohort class. So let's say somebody comes now in, let's say we've started in January, and someone comes in February, they want to join. Either they'll go through the recordings, but they won't be able to attend the lesson live until March, for example, when we open again. Because like this, then what happens is there's guys who are ahead of the others, and some of them need a complete foundation, and it becomes very difficult to keep up with everybody. الشيخ ماجد معنا. طيب خليني أرسل لك. الشيخ على مغير. السلام عليكم فضيلة الشيخ. How are you? على مغير.
السلام عليكم شيخ.
سلام، كيف حالك؟
الحمد لله.
إن شاء الله بخير. So I think we can start.
Inshallah.
Bismillah. Whoever joins will join us. Friday people are out and weekend in some places. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. We carry on with Al-Arabiyyah Bayna Yadayk, Book 1b. We reached the point in the module, 11th module, where there's certain exercises that you have to listen to the tape. So this is one of them. استمع إلى الحوار ثم ضع الرقم في المربع المناسب. So far, these lessons, we haven't been taking them. Why? Because we don't have the tapes. I've sent you guys the tapes for those who want to listen. I told you, go through these exercises by yourselves. So if you find this lesson, you'll have the tape, somebody will be speaking, and then they want you to put the number. So is it number 1, number 2, number 3, etc. Same when it comes to here. This is all building your listening skills. استمع means to listen. It's an order to listen. إلى الحوار. Listen to the conversation and then finish off the sentence, العبارات. So that's one type of exercise. Then you've got here استمع again إلى الفقرة ثم أجب بنعم أو بلا. You've got to listen to the tape and you've got to go through the comprehension. Why we haven't been taking them is because if you read the role play, this is all the same thing, inshallah, and you've been listening. Then we get to this exercise. It says Al-Kalam. Here they're teaching you how to speak. It says أجب عن الأسئلة, which means respond to the question. مستعينا بالصور. استعانة is to seek help. So it says answer the questions, getting help from the pictures. So look here, you've got a picture. It says من في السيارة. طيب أين تذهب الأسرة؟ أين الأسرة الآن؟ ماذا ستفعل? So this is with you, your vocabulary, your imagination. Sheikh Alam Gheer, since you've been with us for long, read the question, give me the answer, and also translate. Bismillah.
من في السيارة? Who is in the car?
Give me any answer.
Yeah. الأسرة في السيارة.
أحسن. But it's الأسرة. ها؟ الأسرة في السيارة. Why? Because as we took الأسرة is مرفوع. There's nothing to make it مجرور. There's nothing to make it منصوب. There's nothing to give it a فتحة وكسرة. So generally your default جملة اسمية أو مبتدأ, the beginning part of the sentence is called مبتدأ. It's generally going to be مرفوع. So من في السيارة, they're asking who's in the car, and you've answered الأسرة, the family is in the car. طيب, read number 2.
أين تذهب الأسرة? Where does the family go?
Yeah, where are the family going?
Okay, where the family going? تذهب إلى مكة.
إلى مكة. ها؟
Yeah,
مكة
تذهب
got
إلى
no ألف.
مكة.
أحسنت. طيب, number 3. Sheikh Umar, you want to try? Try.
Yes. أين الأسرة الآن؟
أين الأسرة الآن? What does that mean?
أين
أين means
where,
where.
as you told me yesterday.
أحسنت. So what's the meaning?
ماذا?
أين الأسرة الآن? What's the meaning?
Where is my family?
Where's the family? الآن means now. That's why, for example, when in the story of Musa alayhi salam and Fir'aun, you find that Fir'aun disbelieves, and then when he's drowning, then he says, now I believe. قال آمنت أنه لا إله إلا الذي آمنت به بنو إسرائيل. He said, now I believe in the Lord of Banu Israel. So Allah says, الآن وقد عصيت. Is it now you want to believe whilst you've disobeyed from before? And he has seen death now. Now it's too late. And as you people know, a person's tawbah is accepted up until the point of what's called gharghara, where the soul is coming out now. Now it's death. May Allah make it easy for all of us. That's 1. And 2 is when the sun rises from the west. It's one of the signs of Qiyamah. So أين الأسرة الآن? الآن means now. So where are they? Tell me.
ماذا
أين
تفعل؟
الأسرة الآن? Where are they right now with this picture? Where are they?
They're at Makkah.
أي الأسرة في مكة. طيب, ماذا ستفعل? Yeah.
ماذا ستفعل؟
What will the family do? What will they do?
عبادة.
العبادة, العمرة, الحج, الصلاة في المسجد الحرام. Everything. طيب, على مغير, ماذا تفعل الأسرة? What are the family doing? Again, you've got a picture of Makkah.
Yeah.
And in fact, if you look here, you've got a picture here in English. It's written Hajj 1423. So maybe they went to perform Hajj.
Yeah.
Carry on.
الأسرة الآن في مكة وتفعل العمرة.
طيب, ماشي. وجاءوا للحج, for example. هل هذه صلاة الظهر? They're asking you a question. Is this صلاة الظهر? What would you say looking at the picture? Take a guess.
نعم هذه صلاة الظهر.
أحسنت. Why would you say that?
Because the shadow of the Kaaba
well
is
done.
Yeah.
Well done. MashaAllah. I didn't even notice that. أحسنت. Well done. طيب, أين الأسرة عمر? Now this picture here. Where are they?
At mall.
Yeah, English, Arabic.
No, yeah.
الأسرة في
الأسرة
في السوق. Even though they say now in Arabic, the people, when you speak to them, they say في المول. أذهب إلى المول. But في السوق is okay. في المجمع التجاري is also like a mall. طيب, ماذا تفعل? What are they doing?
Shopping. I don't know how to say it in Arabic.
You must use Google before you come to the lesson. Use Google and find out, or now they got a new app called ChatGPT. Ask it what are they doing. It will tell you the answer. على مغير, ماذا تفعل? why are they saying ماذا تفعل? If you remember, we said فعل مضارع. تفعل could mean what are you doing, or it's also used for feminine. So here from the context, you can understand that the word أسرة is feminine, hence ماذا تفعل.
تفعل.
You don't really have to answer with تفعل. Example, يتجولون في السوق. They're walking around in the shop. طيب, أين الأسرة? Next one. Where is the family? Anyway, they could be anywhere. They could be in somebody's garden, somebody's backyard. What's a garden? عالم غير. في الحديقة. Example.
في الحديقة.
طيب. إلى أين هي ذاهبة? Where are they going? Make something up. They're going to visit someone, for example.
هي ذاهبة في
tell me they're going to a place, any place. Omar, tell me they're going to the masjid. Example.
إلى المسجد.
هي الأسرة ذاهبة إلى المسجد. طيب, أين الأسرة الآن؟ عالم غير. Last one.
الأسرة الآن في الغرفة الجلوس.
في غرفة الجلوس أو في البيت. Any of them. طيب, هل الأسرة سعيدة؟ عالم غير.
نعم, الأسرة سعيدة.
أحسنت. So they're asking, is the family happy? And you said, yes, they are happy. Remember, هل, question that starts with هل, your answer is generally going to be نعم أو لا. طيب, تبادل الأسئلة والأجوبة مع زملائك. Exchange question and answers with your friends. So for example, أسكن في المدينة. This person is saying, I live in the city. أسكن means I live. في in المدينة. It could mean the city or it could mean المدينة المنورة, depending on the context. طيب, then how do you learn to ask somebody else? So you say, أين تسكن أنت? Where do you live? أسكن في القرية. That's the answer this guy gives. So let me ask you, Umar, أين تسكن أنت? Where do you live?
أسكن في الحد.
أحسنت. طيب, هل تسكن في القرية أو في المدينة؟
أسكن في
say أسكن. أحسنت.
أسكن
في القرية.
أسكن في القرية.
أحسنت. They also want you to use these. So عالم غير. مكة.
Okay.
أين تسكن أنت يا عالم غير؟
أسكن في مكة.
أحسنت. طيب يا عمر, next one. أين تسكن أنت؟ Use this word. Say أسكن. Here you're just learning how to use the word أسكن and تسكن. When you're asking somebody أين تسكن أنت, where do you live? And then the guy responds, says أسكن. So they give you the part of the sentence that doesn't change. That's the part they're trying to drill into your head. Tell you something interesting. One day I was reading a book on coding. I think it's written by, it's like Heads Up Coding or something. Coding, where you write computer code. I was just reading through it. And interestingly, they try to teach you the coding concept through so many different ways. And they tell you the point of this book is repetition until it becomes redundant, so you don't forget. And they come with different ways. They come with different puzzles, different ways of storytelling. It's amazing just to look at the book, because you learn how to program in general, but at the same time to learn how you as a new student can use these different methods to improve and quicken up your learning. طيب يا شيخ عمر, I'm not sure which one it is. Next one. أين تسكن أنت? Not Umar from India. Next Umar. عمر الجديد. عمر 111. معنا يا شيخ. طيب, عالم غير. Last one. أين تسكن أنت؟
أسكن في الرياض.
طيب
أسكن
واللي بعده
في الدمام.
تمام أحسنت. طيب يذكر كل طالب اسم المدينة التي يسكن فيها. So we've mentioned that. Now they're teaching you a new sentence. Here you are telling somebody, I live in this place. Where do you live? Here you're saying, I am going to this place. And then you ask the guy, where are you going? Look at how this guy says, أذهب الآن إلى مكة. Right now, he says, I'm going to Mecca now. And then the question is, إلى أين تذهب أنت? This guy says, the question means, if you literally translate, it says, to where are you going? But where are you going? أذهب الآن إلى المدينة. I'm going to Medina. إلى أين تذهب أنت? So they want you to just get familiar with this. طيب, let me ask you, على مغير, إلى أين تذهب أنت? Use the words that are here.
إلى أين تذهب أنت؟
No, I'm asking you. Use you answer. إلى أين تذهب أنت?
أذهب الآن إلى الرياض.
And this one, what's this first one?
السوداني. إلى السوداني.
أحسن. طيب عمر, إلى أين تذهب أنت? Next one, use this one.
أذهب إلى
الآن. أذهب
الآن إلى المكة.
مكتبة.
مكتبة.
أحسن. طيب the next one, إلى أين تذهب أنت عمر؟
أذهب إلى الآن. أذهب الآن إلى المختبر.
مختبر. What's a مختبر على مغير؟
library.
No, مختبر. مكتبة is a library. مختبر is
laboratory.
laboratory. أحسنت. طيب last one على مغير. Read the question and answer.
إلى أين تذهب أنت؟ أذهب الآن إلى الجامعة.
أحسنت. Well done. جامعة, university. I think there's only a few pages left for this module. Yeah, not many. Inshallah. All right. Next one. You've got تبادل السؤال والجواب مع زميلك كما في المثال. Again, speaking to your friend. They're asking about somebody's occupation. They're teaching you how to ask somebody about their job. What do they work as? What's the golden question here? ماذا تعمل هنا? What are you working as here? Or what work do you do here? So this guy, as you can see from the picture, and they've given you the word أستاذ and الجامعة. So this is his profession. He's a teacher. Where? In the university. So he says أنا أستاذ في الجامعة. You can see how they're teaching you sentence structure and they're repeating it over and over and over again. So look at this one here. I'm going to ask you the first two and answer with these two questions as I ask you. ماذا تعمل هنا?
أنا طبيب في المستشفى.
أحسنت. Translate.
I'm a doctor in the hospital.
أحسنت. ماذا تعمل هنا? Next one.
أنا مهندس في الشركة.
أحسنت.
I'm an engineer in the company.
طيب عمر, you pick up. ماذا تعمل هنا? Number 3.
أنا معلم المدرسة. I'm a teacher at مدرسة.
في المدرسة. ها؟
في المدرسة.
أحسن. طيب last one. عمر, ماذا تعمل هنا؟
أنا ممرض في المستشفى.
مستشفى. So you've got to remember, if this is alif maqsura, if there's 2 dots, you read the ya. مستشفى if there was 2 dots, but there's no 2 dots. So مستشفى. طيب الشيخ ماجد, السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. يلا الشيخ.
عليكم السلام ورحمة الله وبركاته. حياكم الله.
الله يحييكم يا شيخ. ما شاء الله الشيخ ماجد بيج شيخ ما شاء الله, قارئ للقرآن, إمام في المسجد. خليه يؤذن وأنا أسأل هؤلاء, ثم إن شاء الله تعطينا محاضرة بإذن الله.
لا مو محاضرة, عندنا جمعة الآن, أنا جاي أسمع بس.
طيب ما في إشكال. Next exercise, تبادل الحوار مع زميلك كما في المثال. Here they want to teach you how to ask. But where did you come from? So notice how they're teaching you vocabulary, they're teaching you sentences. Here, you see somebody, you've learned now how to ask them, what do you work as? And if you look at this whole book, the whole point of the book is to teach you how to speak. Okay, so here you're asking somebody, where did you come from? Okay. Min ayna hadarta? Hadara literally means to be present. So the guy is asking, where did you become present from? I.e., where did you come from? Hadartu min al-Yaman. I came from Yemen. Ana Yamani. And look, they've given you the word Yemen, and they're also teaching you how to say, for example, I am a Yemeni. Limadha hadarta? Limadha, you're asking for a reason. It says, why did you come? Hadartu lil amal. I came for work, or I came for a job. طيب, عالم غير, let me ask you, using this picture. من أين حضرت?
حضرت من إريتريا.
أحسنت.
أنا
Right, now tell
أنا إريتري.
أحسنت. أنا إريتري. So look at how you got إريتري. This ya is to show possession, and in this instance is to show that you have a belonging, and it could be like a tribe, or it could be a country. So for example, if someone's from Medina, they'll say Al-Madani, Al-Makki, etc. So you see that yeah, they use it to show where the person came from. طيب, لماذا حضرت? Why did you come?
حضرت للدراسة. I came for studies.
Studies. أحسن. Next one, عالم غير also. من أين حضرت?
حضرت من كينيا. أنا كيني.
كيني. Well done. لماذا حضرت؟
حضرت للعمرة.
أحسن.
I came for the Umrah.
أحسن. طيب, عمر, you try. من أين حضرت؟
Yes. حضرت من مالي. أنا
أحسنت.
مالي.
I think that would be correct. لماذا حضرت?
حضرت.
Why did you come? Yeah.
حضرت للحج.
حضرت للحج. أحسنت. طيب, last one again. MashaAllah, it's good. You a new student, it's only your third lesson, but can you see you picking up? You'll catch up to all of them, inshallah. من أين حضرت?
حضرت من اليمن. أنا يمني.
أحسنت. لماذا حضرت؟
حضرت للعمل.
أحسنت. And can you see, عمل literally means work. You could be a doctor, you could be a teacher, you could be anything. Let's carry on, as you guys are doing well, mashallah. Again, so what I want you to do is, when you're revising, go through these things, and you can make a note. And the guys students who were with me before, I told them all these points, summarize them, and then go through your summary, because there's no point in reading the whole book again. Yes, if you have time, but all of us, our lives, your time in your life is limited. So when you read a book, there's a sheikh, he wrote, a famous scholar from Ash-Sham. He was a Hanbali, Ibn Badran. He has some books in Usul al-Fiqh. And he says that when I would read a book, I would read it such that I would never have to go back to it. What does that mean? You read it once, you read it properly. And there's many different scholars from the past who they would read the book once. And yes, at that time they had strong memory. You find there's some people who have it till today. But one of the reasons for that is they didn't have internet, they didn't have Google, they didn't have books available galore. You had the author who wrote his book by hand, then you had somebody whose job was just to copy. So you know how you've got your printer and it prints papers. It was done manually. It was long ago. So that's why you look for these manuscripts, what they call makhtutat. What I'm getting to is that in those days they used to write, and then you find that so many scholars who came after, they said that because the students have become weaker, we've started to summarize books. And they mentioned many reasons. So like Imam al-Nawawi, for example, when he was summarizing a book in fiqh, he says, I could have reached 100 mujallads, 100 volumes. But it's because the students have become weak, they've become lazy, they don't have that motivation anymore. Imam al-Hajjawi, author of Zad al-Mustaqni, he says, one of the reasons he wrote this book, or this what they call a matan, he says, إذ الهمم قد قصرت والأسباب المثبطة عن نيل المراد قد كثرت. He says the people, the actual aim and goals have become weak. The motivation has become weak, and the many different reasons of distraction have become a lot. And that's one of the reasons they summarize. So you guys, these things summarize. So for example, you come to this and take the rule once. So right here, they're teaching you many different ways of saying it. Then you've learned the concept. So you say, okay, if I want to ask somebody what is in or where is what is in the city, what is in this place here, I'll use ماذا. ماذا means what, في, in. The sentence structure, write it once, then you go over it, write in English until you don't need the English anymore. طيب ماذا في المدينة? Here they asking you a question, what's in the city? And then you're going to reply في المدينة جامعات. And notice how جامعات is plural. Okay. على مغير, number one. ماذا في المدينة?
في المدينة مستشفيات.
مستشفيات.
مستشفيات. In the cities, there are hospitals.
أحسنت. ماذا في المدينة? Next one.
في المدينة شركات. In the cities, there are companies.
Companies. أحسنت. طيب عمر, ماذا في المدينة?
في المدينة أسواق.
أحسنت. أسواق is shops or malls, etc. طيب ماذا في المدينة? Last one.
في المدينة تلوث.
تلوث is
pollution.
pollution. Right. Here they want you to answer the question. So I'm going to ask you guys. على مغير, كيف تقضي العطلة?
أذهب مع الأسرة إلى السوق.
Well done. So you spend the holiday by going to the market. It's fine. طيب كيف تقضي الوقت في البيت عمر؟ كيف تقضي الوقت في البيت? How do you spend your time at home? Anything. You could read Quran. You could whatever. Anything.
I have to choose answer from the left side, right?
No. The left side are all questions. These are open questions. Okay. You are free to answer as you please.
Okay.
طيب, let me help you. كيف تقضي الوقت في البيت? You can say, for example, أقرأ القرآن. Simple. I read Quran.
أقرأ القرآن.
أحسن. على مغير, ما رأيك في هذا الدرس؟
هذا الدرس how to say helpful.
مفيد.
هذا الدرس مفيد جيد.
لا, مفيد is enough. Or you say هذا الدرس جيد. مفيد جيد doesn't make sense. طيب, إلى أين تذهب في المساء عمر؟ إلى to أين where. So it's asking you, where do you go in the evening?
المسجد. في المسجد.
أذهب. Yeah, so what I want you to learn, look here. Easy, I'll teach you something quickly. Here, if you notice, I don't have a board, but just look at my mouse. When you've got a verb in the future tense will either start with a ta. With a ta, generally, it's speaking about you as the person. Ta, anta. And if it starts with an alif, you're speaking about I. So all you have to do in this, إلى أين تذهب في المساء, they're asking you, where are you going? Or where do you go in the evening? So change this ta to an alif, exactly. أذهب. أذهب. Yeah, and then tell me where you went.
إلى أذهب في المسجد.
Yeah, أذهب إلى المسجد. I go to
إلى
the masjid. طيب, على مغير, هل معك الجنسية اليمنية؟
لا. الجنسية ألمانية.
معي أو عندي ولا ماذا تعمل هنا على مغير؟ anything.
الآن
أعمل.
أنا أعمل الدرس العربية.
No, that's not an occupation.
Sorry. Oh yeah. I forgot. أعمل
Your favorite answer.
الحاسوب
محاسبا.
المحاسب في الشركة.
محاسبا. محاسبا as an accountant.
Yeah.
طيب هل تزور القرية أو المدينة عمر? Question is, do you visit it's either the village or the city?
نعم.
Which one? Choose one. Say نعم, I visit the city, for example. How do you build that?
نعم أزور المدينة.
أزور
أزور
المدينة.
المدينة.
Enough. هل أنت سعيد هنا عمر؟ هل,
Can you
I
repeat
always
it
say
in English?
هل generally is asking you, are you? So it's a yes or no answer. They're asking you, are you happy here?
نعم.
نعم أنا سعيد.
نعم أنا سعيد.
أحسنت. أنا means I, أنت means you. كيف تذهب إلى القرية يا علم غير؟
أذهب إلى القرية بالقطار.
طيب وكيف تذهب إلى المدينة؟ Tell me I go by plane. Say أذهب. علم غير.
أذهب I forgot the airplane.
الطائرة.
Yeah.
الطائرة.
أذهب إلى المدينة بالطائرة.
الطائرة. أحسنت. طيب عمر كيف تذهب إلى المدرسة؟
أذهب
Yeah.
أذهب إلى المدرسة في السيارة.
بالسيارة. So
بالسيارة.
في literally means in, and ba has different meanings. One of them is like استعانة, to use it to help you, i.e. you go with the help of the car. Right. Inshallah we'll stop there because these are long, and then you'll find that the module should end. I think book 1B's modules are very long. Here's the next module is speaking about your hobbies. Any questions with regards to this? What I will tell you guys is there's a lot more people who want to join the class, a lot more sisters. So we'll make some sort of provision for them, and inshallah they will join somehow. Bi-idhnillah. Any questions, Alam Ghair, in Arabic in the lesson? Nothing. Omar, nothing.
The one question, you said Ila means two.
Two.
But there are some portions in the Quran where it says like Ilahukum ilahu wahid.
That first part is not saying ila, hamza or alif lam and alif maqsura. Ilah, it comes from aliha ya'lahu. So one of the names of Allah is al-ilah. That's why you find Abdullah, Abdul Ilah. So that ilah is speaking about Allah, the worshipped one, and it's not speaking about ilah. You understand? One is written like this, and one is written like this. Hold on, I'll show you. Can you see?
Yes.
Right. Look here. The ilah you're talking about is like this. That's your hamza. That's your lam, and that's your maqsura. Right? And then the ayah is saying ilah and lam, and it got a ha here. Ilah, it's spelled like that, but pronounced ilah with that standing fatha that you put. Ilahukum ilahu wahid. Understood?
Yes.
We can close that. But if you guys got no questions, inshallah today I want to give you one piece of benefit. It's not from the book Ad-Da' wa Dawa, but it's an extremely important piece. I'm not sure how to close this, but anyway. Right. Today in the Jumu'ah, we spoke about the importance of having a winning mindset. And this, personally, I've been studying this and I feel it's of extreme importance. Why? Today you find people who we sit back and we behave like victims. We surrender to our circumstances. Surrender in the sense we say, oh, this is hard. Oh, this is not going my way. I can't do anything about this. Whereas you ordered as a Muslim to not only do good deeds, you ordered to hasten towards good deeds, and you ordered to compete with others in order to reach the front. What does competition involve? Competition involves exerting your effort and being in the forefront. That's why Allah says, وَسَارِعُوا إِلَى مَغْفِرَةٍ مِّن رَبِّكُمْ. That really means hasten towards maghfirah, and the completion of the ayah is and Jannah. Another verse, he says, سَابِقُوا. سَابِقُوا is literally to race, to hasten. It also comes from musabaqa, which is like to compete. How do you race? You race by going fast. You race by exerting your efforts. You race by being in the front. And this you find in a lot of the stories in the Quran, a lot of the ahadith of the Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam. You find the Sahaba radiallahu anhum were people who were driven. They were people who wanted to achieve greatness in the deen, first and foremost. And what they did, you found that they did it to the best of their ability, where they were able to, especially when it came to the ibadat. That was that which is between them and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and that which was between themselves and the people. Tried to be, they strive to be the best of creation, and no doubt they were the best generation is that of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam. And we touched on the story of Dawood alayhi salam, David, and Jalut, Goliath, and we took 3 benefits from that lesson. To say that for a person to be successful, to have that winning mindset, to be somebody who can develop that, how do you do it? Number 1 is with discipline. Discipline, you need discipline. Means controlling your desires, not surrendering to your desires. And that we can find in the verse wherein Talut, who was the head of the army, tells his people that you are going to be tested. You're going to be tested with a river. Whoever drinks from the river is not from amongst me. فَلَمَّا فَصَلَ طَالُوتُ بِالْجُنُودِ قَالَ إِنَّ اللَّهَ مُبْتَلِيكُم بِنَهَرٍ فَمَنْ شَرِبَ مِنْهُ فَلَيْسَ مِنِّي. As for those who don't drink from the river, or they just take like gharfa, is just like a handful like this, where they spat it out or drank what was allowed, wallahu alam. It says, as for those who don't drink, or they take that little bit, then they are from me. Some of the Mufassirin mention that the reason for this test was to show who is able to be disciplined, who is able to control their desires in the test that's in front of them. Those who are able to control their desires will be able to remain steadfast on the battlefield. And those who are unable to control their desires and unable to pass the test that they were informed about and told about, how do they expect to be those who stand firm and steadfast in the battlefield? So we learn discipline from that. The second thing we learn from this story is the importance of being a person who is positive and always believing that things are possible with the help and permission of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That's why you find that when the believers in this army, they reached the place of the battle, so the army of Talut, and in that army was Dawood alayhi salam. A group from amongst them, when they saw the enemy, they said that لا طاقة لنا اليوم بجالوت وجنوده. We stand no chance. We have no power against Goliath and his army. So notice how that's a group of them. The other group of them are saying, no. كم من فئة قليلة غلبت فئة كثيرة بإذن الله. How many a time a small group was able to overpower a big group by the permission of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And this teaches you that you find different people in the same circumstance, and those who give up and the battle is already lost in their minds before anything else. And it's important to be somebody who's positive. Believe, obviously, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is able to give you that job that you want to get, for example, that university you want to go to, for example, that book you want to memorize, for example, the Quran, the knowledge you want to seek, the Arabic you want to learn, whatever it is. There's those who'll sit back and say, you know what, it's not possible, it's too hard, etc. And then there's those who'll say, no, there's other people who've done it, so can I. So you learn the importance of having that conviction and having that positive outlook on life. And the third lesson we can take from this story is the importance of dua. So before they went into battle with Goliath, they said, ربنا أفرغ علينا صبرا وثبت أقدامنا وانصرنا على القوم الكافرين. Oh our Lord, they made a dua. They said, grant us patience and keep us steadfast and grant us victory. And this shows us that no matter what you've achieved in life, remember that everything comes from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Don't be somebody who becomes arrogant and thinks that, oh, this is my own, this is from my own intelligence and my good doing and how clever I am. No. And that's why you find that the story of Qarun, for example, Qarun lived in the time of Musa alayhi salam. He had a lot of wealth, And the people told him, don't become arrogant, don't become haughty, don't think that you are it, literally. And he says that, no, I was given this because of my own intelligence. And eventually he was punished for that. So always remember, any goodness you achieve, any success you achieve, is from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, attribute it to him, and at the same time be somebody who is close to Allah and makes a lot of dua. Inshallah, from Monday, we'll start off with Masail in Zakah. Fiqh, we'll start off, as I told you, when it comes to especially money matters, if you want to be good at it, you've got to take all the madhahib. But I'm not going to teach you all the madhahib one time. Learn the madhahib in order, and I won't teach you a book. Why? Because let's say you learn the Hanafi madhab, for example, from the book. It's important to learn it from the book. If you're able to, please do it. But I then want to come back and give you a revision of the Hanafi madhab and add to it the Maliki madhab. Then give you a revision of those two, adding the Shafi'i madhab. So you would have gone over fiqh a few times and you would have picked up the madhahib and the masail. Now, the problem is, a book in the Hanafi fiqh and a book in Shafi'i fiqh and a book in Hanbali fiqh and a book in Maliki fiqh, they all start with different masail. So for example, let's say in this book they're speaking about, I give you a typical example. Most of the books, they start with the types of water. Tahur, Tahir, Najis. For those who say this, 3 categories. That which is pure and it purifies, that which is just pure itself but doesn't purify, and that which is dirty. Now, in some of the books, you'll find it at the very beginning of Tahara, and some of them you'll find in the middle of Tahara. So you as a student now, when you're learning this book, you know it came in the middle. But now you want to join, you've taken this masala to say this madhab says this about water. But now when you go to the next madhab, you find that it's not coming at the beginning of the book. It's coming somewhere in the middle. It's coming in another chapter, for example. So to make that easy for you, we put the masail in one order. So for example, in zakah, first masala you'll take is the conditions for zakah to be compulsory upon a person. So you'll take that Hanafi fiqh, and then you'll take the different masail. And then when you come back for round 2, bi'idhnillah, you're still with us, you'll take Maliki fiqh, and you'll start with the same mas'ala. What do they say? And they have a small differences of opinion. Another thing is, somebody might say, oh, so why don't you teach all the madhahib one time? It doesn't work like that. It's like if you had to throw a person who's never trained in his life and make him train like an athlete, he'll die. In the same way, when it comes to your fiqh, if a person just starts reading all different, this one said this and this one said this, they've got no background, they'll remain confused forever, unable to differentiate. And that's why you find a lot of times students who've learned that way, who can't come to an opinion, they'll tell you any question you ask them, there's difference of opinion. They don't give you an answer. Or they'll say, I don't know. I don't know is not a bad answer at times where you genuinely don't know. But the minute you say, I don't know, because you yourself didn't study, you yourself didn't put in the hard work, then you've got some blame to take from that. Inshallah, we'll see you guys on Monday. Inshallah, we'll add to the class again. With those few words, we ask Allah to grant us goodness and beneficial knowledge, and make us from those who He is pleased with. Ameen. Sallallahu wa sallam wa baraka ala nabiyyina Muhammad.